One of the most difficult things about being a content creator is you only have two hands, and sometimes you need an extra set of hands to get that creative shot. And if you've been in this situation, you know how frustrating that can be. Now, I've got some solutions to this problem. If I've got your curiosity piqued, then keep watching because you're watching Blue Collar Guy. So today I've got the double clamp mount right here, and I've got the Telesin 1.2 meter selfie stick. They did send me these things at no charge. However, this is an unsponsored video, meaning they didn't pay for the production of the video. I'm just going to stick with the facts because I got these at no charge. I'm not going to give my opinion on these devices. I'm just going to let you decide whether they might be helpful for you or not. I always encourage my viewers to always do their research before purchasing any item on YouTube. If you're new to Blue Collar Guy, we tend to talk about things that other YouTubers don't. I'm sure that you're tired of getting the same information over and over again. I do my very best to answer all the comments to all my subscribers. I want to give them the respect that they deserve. Some questions I cannot answer, however, because I just don't know everything. I'm not an expert. And I would like to thank some of the people that have made some comments on my channel because I've learned a few things. It's not just about me teaching you, it's about us learning from each other, which I think is really cool. So let's move on and take a look at these things, get them unboxed, and see how we can use them in a creative manner. We're going to go to the downward shot and start unboxing them and get some measurements and just see what they feel like in the hand and what they're made out of. And you get the general idea of the quality, that sort of thing. I'll post some pictures in the top corner so you can see how much they cost if you decide you want to buy them. I will also put a link in the description if you're interested in buying them. I don't get a commission if you buy these items. I never ask them for an affiliate link. I just want to put these in there so that they can be easier for you to find and get the best price on them. So let's unbox these things and see how they can help you be a more effective solo content creator. I'm going to go to the downward shot. So let's go to the downward shot, and I'll have myself in the corner there. And I did not bring my knife. I'm going to start with the clamp. This is the clamp, by the way, double-sided clamp. I guess I should have started with that. And that's what it looks like out of the box. There's nothing else in the box except for found some instructions in case you need to check that out. So just throw the box over here on the bed. All right. We're going to get some basic measurements of it. And I'm going to tell you what it's made out of. So this is metal. These little ends here are like a really hard plastic, but not the cheap kind of plastic, the good kind. Just so you know. They don't feel like they're going to break, in other words. This one is definitely metal. You loosen that. You can do that like so. And then you clamp these down and it locks down on these little balls, which holds it. When it is fully extended, and I wanted to get the measurements of this. Looks like I'm going to need a bigger measure. Let's see, we're going to go inches for all our American friends. 8 inches. Okay. And the clamps are, looks like 1 3/4 closed. And they also come with these little inserts in case you are grabbing something in a very small diameter. So you would put this around that. So if it's a really skinny pole, you'd put that around that, give you some extra clamping. I'm just going to widen these to their full width and give you the inside measurement of that, which would be, looks like almost 2 inches, probably 1 7/8. Okay. And this is metal. The clamps themselves feel like they are some kind of a composite with some metal inserts. I don't, yeah, it could be a hard, it's the same type of plastic I think that these are made out of. So these have some kind of metal in them. It appears to be something shiny in this slot right here, that little tiny slot. So I think they're backed by metal. The width of the clamp is, oh, sorry, that is centimeters. This would be inches. 1 inch and a quarter in width. Okay, so if you want to see that, put it right to the 0 mark, and you can kind of see there. Let's see, right about there, I guess. Okay. This part here, just set that aside for a second. Looks like it is 2 3/4 inches on this little guy here, and this little insert here is about 5/8 of an inch, it looks like, by 1 inch on that side. I'm going to talk centimeters, just out of curiosity. There and there, like 1 inch, 1 centimeter, and 2 centimeters. Okay, I'm going to pop this one out. There. So how you use these is you, like I was showing you earlier, when you undo these become loose, and you can orientate them in different directions. And whatever direction you decide you're going to orientate them, once you tighten this, that's where they stay. So whatever weird shape that you make, that is where they will stay. And then you lock it down and away you go. Then, if I wanted to do that, and then it's locked down, doesn't move. And you can tighten these pretty tight, and they'll stay pretty much where you put them. Overall quality is pretty good. You know, at first when I seen these were kind of plastic, but they almost feel not like plastic, kind of like, I'm not going to say carbon fiber, but more of a composite than a plastic. They don't feel low quality. They feel decent on that. And the metal inserts, and this is clearly aluminum. So we have aluminum. There is some rubber O-rings down in here. And I would imagine if I loosen these all the way, I could pop this head. Well, it doesn't pop right out, but I'd have to take it out. There must be a way to disassemble it completely, but I'm not gonna mess with that. But as you can see, it gets really, like, you can really manipulate this thing when it's loose. But as soon as you tighten this, then it stays exactly where it's got to stay. Okay, so now we're going to get into what you can use this for. So I've got to go back. Here's a list of what you could use this clamp for. You could use it for photography, videography, camera comparison, using 2 gimbals. I'm going to just grab 2 gimbals right now and show you. So you would clamp one end of the clamp on this gimbal and one end of the clamp on this. So if you're a YouTuber and you're doing action cameras and you want to compare different gimbals, that sort of thing, you could grab onto each one. And I'm just going to show you that the clamp will fit. So, you know, you can grab onto it like so. I'm going to just widen it up a little bit more, and it will fit on this one. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in there. Clamp that side. And then we'll put it on this side. We'll put this one on here. A little bit, not, I guess, what do they used to call that? Johnny on the spot? Gotta get to, so there you go. Now, what is the advantage of doing that? Well, I'm gonna just loosen this up so I can line them up a little bit better. What's the advantage is that if you only were able to mount one onto a tripod, then you would mount it under the 1/4-20 mount of this gimbal, and then this would support the weight of the other one. But you have to make sure that it's not going to tip over. So, you know, you could mount it in the middle between the two. But one of the things that I think a lot of people would be using this for is you want to make sure your cameras are at the same level or the same height whenever you're doing your filming. And sometimes you might have to take your hand off of one to grab something, and that's when you need an extra set of hands. Hello, extra set of hands. Okay, so that's just one use that you can use that for. I'm going to undo this contraption here. And the other thing too is if I wanted to put this one on a selfie stick or use it for a comparison between a gimbal and a non-gimbal to show people what that looks like, and I wanted to keep the cameras at the same height, I could also do that. The other thing I can do is this is a 9-foot Telesin selfie stick. I bought this one with my own money. It's very long and it is very useful for getting simulated drone shots, because if you live in a city, you can't fly drones. They don't like that. Some people do it anyway, but you can get into trouble by flying drones in a city, especially in a city like Canada, because if you are disturbing people or wildlife, they have a rule on drones that, you know, they call it don't fly like an idiot rule, you know, but if you use a really long selfie stick, well, then you can simulate a drone shot and no one's going to know the difference. So you would clamp that in there, and then you could also put your cell phone as a monitor and clamp it together with this on the other side. So that's just another example. So it's very creative. You could also use this for lighting. So if you needed to have a camera mount on one side and a lighting setup on the other side, you can use this double-sided clamp for that as well. Get better illuminated shots. The other purpose for one of these clamps is if you put a selfie stick on a bicycle and you need extra stability, you need an extra grabbing point on that so it doesn't, you know, because some of them will wave quite a bit. This will help stabilize that a lot more. The other thing you can use it for is automotive repairs. You can use it for crafting, while painting, gluing, assembling projects. It's a clamp. There's all kinds of creative things. Soldering, you need to hold something in place. There's lots of situations in which you could use an extra set of hands. Musicians use these things to hold other stands for sheet music, you know, making sure that their instrument is stable, doesn't fall over, that sort of thing. You are really only limited by your imagination when it comes to a device like this. So let me just put this down and we'll get back to it in a minute. But now we're going to unbox the 1.2 meter or 47-inch selfie stick. We're going to take a look at that. So we're going to go to the downward shot again and we'll take a look at that. So this is the selfie stick. I use very good tape on these things. And it comes with a GoPro style to 1/4-20 mount. It is in the box very, very well. I'm going to throw the box over here. It came with a bag. And it also came wrapped in plastic again. Okay, so this particular selfie stick has a GoPro style mount on this end, and it looks like it's made out of carbon fiber. And it's a twist and lock, meaning that you pull it out and then you twist each section and it locks them down. You can see the carbon fiber. It is very, very lightweight. I can put it on a scale and we will see how much it weighs, but we could probably do that. I don't know how relevant that is to what we're doing here, but we're going to give it a shot here. I was told by one of my subscribers that the scale might not be entirely accurate, but you know, it's not an expensive scale, but it does give you a general idea. Okay. So, I'm going to weigh it. Weighs 137 grams. And we're going to weigh this. And we might as well throw these on there too, because they're part of it. And it is 308 grams. So it is made out of a lot of metal and heavy composites. But it's not so heavy that it would be a problem. Let's get that out of the way. Okay. So we're going to go back to me. And I'm going to show the stick in a different. So it is 47 inches, which is almost 4 feet. So you would simply just twist it and then grab it there. It looks like it to be waterproof. It has a 1/4 mount on the bottom. This is a silicone grip, and it is fairly rigid. I'm just going to make sure I don't hit any lighting or cameras or anything like that. Like I'm pushing on it and I don't see any structural issues. You can lock each link down separately, and let me try to get a measuring tape to give you the dimensions on each one. That's not a problem. So okay, so now we're going to get back to, so this is 12 inches. The first link, I guess, is another 9 inches. Okay, so we're going to get into that. Yeah, about 9.5. About 9.5. And then the next link, because I know some of you will ask that question, is not as long. Okay. And that one, this is a bit awkward. Oh, I could use that second helping hands. You know, that might be an idea. I'll put that clamp on here. I'm going to use the clamp because here I am talking about needing a second set of hands. I'm going to clamp this to my desk. Okay, and then I'm going to put the selfie stick in the other side of the clamp, and then I can measure a lot easier. On the joints. Okay. Okay, wrong way. All right, so the next one is 9 inches. Okay, so the first one was 9.5. This one's 9. So I got that one, and then this one, the next one up is 8.25 inches. And then the final one, I believe, is 7.5 inches. Okay. So if I've done this right, I've got them all. Now let me just take this out of the clamp for a second here, now that I don't need to. Okay. It's easier to manipulate the rods when it's not in that clamp. You would normally get your right height and then clamp it, but because I needed to measure, oh well. So gives you a grand total of 47 and change on the inches, or 1.2 meters. And it's pretty strong. Okay. So as I mentioned, you have a 1/4-20 mount at the bottom, so you can thread that into things as well. I am going to install the other thread mount at the base. And one thing also that I would recommend is, in some of these like GoPro accessory kits where they come in different things, they come with a little wrench, and that may come in handy if you need to snug things down. The other advantage of having this type of connector, because some people say, well, I don't like that connector, I'd rather have it 1/4-20 right off the bat. But that can be an issue, because if you need to put this on an angle, like tilt it, you can tilt it and then tighten it down. So that wasn't a bad idea that they did it this way. It's actually a good idea because it creates a pivot point. So now that we've got this unboxed and we've taken a good look at it, what could we use this for other than being a selfie stick? So everyone always thinks of, well, just put a phone on the end of that or a camera and that's what you use it for. Well, here's a list of other things you can use it for. Flexible lighting angles. Key lights and background lights, you can use it for the desired effect. You can use it for fill lighting. You can, to highlight those soft shadows. You can position a light behind a subject using the selfie stick. You can use it for, portable lighting. You can use it for battery-powered LED lighting. You can make your dynamic lighting by using the selfie stick to move things around in certain spots. So if you're getting interesting lighting effects, or maybe you want to use it for, instead of using bulky stands, you need something that is more narrow. And if you need to do impromptu shots or shots in very tight spaces, it adds a lot of versatility. You could even use that double clamp and put this, attach it to a tree branch and use it for boom miking. If you're out and about and you want a boom mic out in the woods, maybe you can use it for boom miking. If you want to boom mic someone else, and you want to put a clamp on another stand and then clamp a boom mic out on the sidewalk if you're doing an interview, maybe. Make it easier to manage your audio. So I could take a wireless microphone, because the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and the Action 5 Pro, by the way, you can put 2 wireless mics. So you could boom this and maybe get engine noises on your motorcycle. If you needed to get the certain spots for the muffler, you could use the clamp and then boom that to get specialized audio. You can use it for bird's eye view shots, holding it high above. I can even connect it to this one, and this one goes 9 feet. This one will give you another 4. So as long as you're not putting anything too heavy, you can get really, really high shots. And nice thing about action cameras and the Osmo Pocket 3 is they're not heavy. You're not putting a 4 or 5 pound camera on the end of that thing. So you can also get shots for skateboarding. You can get smooth tracking sports activities. So you can attach a gimbal on the end of the selfie stick, and as long as you're, to get that extra reach. So as you can see here, I put my Telesin C40 fog machine on a selfie stick so I can elevate it to the right height for this demonstration. So it's also good for product reviews as well. So when I hit the fog, you can see the fog coming out of the machine. And yeah, we're fogging ourselves. I could even mount it in a horizontal fashion if I needed to get more fog in a dynamic way or a different kind of fog. And by the way, this is the remote that comes with it. And I made a video on this machine as well, so you should check that out. So now I'm going to use the double-sided clamp with the selfie stick to put a light on it so I can show you how to add lighting in this situation by putting the clamp on my light stand and adding another light. So as you can see here, I've mounted the selfie stick with the clamp to my light stand, and I've put this little tiny but professional looking little key light to the end of it to show you how you can use the clamp and the stick to manipulate your lighting in a way that you want, because sometimes you want your lighting to be very focused. And if I take off these little barn doors, I can even add a little tiny softbox feature on there, and I can even add a point of view light. So this is a very narrow lighting effect, okay? Or I can have a different dispersed view of that. So there's my little softbox, as you can see, and you know, you combine that by, you know, along with your fog effect. Now you've got fog coming through the lighting in a nice creative way, and that's kind of cool. So I would like to thank Telesin for sending me out this clamp and selfie stick so I could demonstrate how you could be more creative and effective as a content creator when you're all by yourself. I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, because I upload on a regular basis. I'm always trying to bring you unique information that you might find useful. I notice that a lot of YouTubers are asking their subscribers to join a club or give them money from Patreon or buy them a coffee. Some are also pushing their affiliate links. That's not the direction that I want to take this channel. Watching this video to the end is thanks enough for me. It's just about learning new things and sharing that information with my audience. Anyways, take care, be safe at work, and I will see you at the next video. Bye.